Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, I'm Luthfia Assyifa. Today I will explain about my lesson plan that I have made. Have a nice watching, guys. Okay, here is my lesson plan. Name of teacher is Luthfia Assyifa. The name of school is SMAN 1 Sungai Tengah. The subject is English, and then for the grade is for senior high school, especially for class 3 of senior high school. The topic is May I Help You in chapter 1. The text type is interpersonal text, and then the skill I choose is listening and speaking. And the time allocation is in one meeting is about 15 minutes. For the core competence, I think I don't have to explain because this is fixed from the government. And then for the basic competence is taken from the government draft, and I take 2 basic competence for the chapter 1. There are 3.1 and also 4.1. Every basic competence has 2 indicators. For basic competence 3.1, there are 3.1.1 indicator, it is determined, and then 3.1.2 to illustrate. And then for the second basic competence in 4.1, there are 2 indicators. It is 4.1.1 to identify, and then 4.1.2 to create. This is the indicator is based on skill that I want student increase it. And then for the learning objective, in the end of the class, student will be able to identify interpersonal texts about offering service and responding to them through group discussion in pair, grammatically and meaningfully. This is special for listening skill. And then the second objective is the student will be able to practice their own interpersonal text about offering service and responding to them in front of class in meaningful way. This is for speaking skill. And then for the attitude values focus, I choose 4. They are religious, creative, tolerance, and social care, because the material about offering service, so I include tolerance and also social care. And then for the learning material is about offering service and how to respond. Offering service is giving service or asking for help, and then it will be possible answer. They are accepted or refused. This is the material. I have the expression that commonly used in offering service. This is the expression for offering an help, and then this is the expression for accepting an offer, and this is the material for rejecting an offer, and this is the example of dialogue about offering service and how to answer the response and how to answer the offering service. And then for the principle, the generic structure is about asking for help and giving service, and then accepting or refusing service, and then the expression commonly used in asking for help, offering service, accepting, and refusing. And then for dominant language features is the use of modal, and then the procedure is speak interpersonal text about offering service and how to respond. And then the next is about learning method. For the approach is scientific approach, and then for the learning model, I use 2 methods. They are audio-lingual method and also role play. And then for learning media, I have 5 learning media. They are in focus or LCD projector, speaker, laptop, textbook, and also video. For the learning sources, I have four. They are textbook from class 3 senior high school, the video from YouTube, and then model or learning materials, and also another relevant sources. Okay, here I will explain about learning activity. For the time allocation in one meeting is about 15 minutes. The first is about opening activity. It takes time 2 minutes. Here, the teacher will have orientation, perception, motivation, and also giving reference. For the first is orientation. In orientation, the teacher will opening by reciting salam and then praying to start the lesson. Because in this time, teacher want the student have religious characteristic. And then perception and also motivation. The teacher will motivate the student to be spirit in studying and then giving reference. And then the second is mind activity. This is takes time 12 minutes. And then here in stimulation, the learning activity is literation activities. Here, there are some way. They are viewing, observing, reading, and also listening. In viewing, display relevant pictures, photos, or videos. In observing, showing video from interpersonal text about offering service and how to respond as an example. Here, teacher will show the video about offering service as an example. And then reading. Reading, students are asked to read material from textbook or other supporting books from internet or related material. Interpersonal text in form of dialogue about offering service and respond to them. So in listening, students are asked to listen to the material given by the teacher, which is related to interpersonal text in form of dialogue about offering service and respond to them on chapter 1, page 5 and 6. And also create simple dialogue about offering service. And then in problem statement, the learning activity is critical thinking. The student will ask the question about how to express offering service, how to express accepting the offering service, how to express refusing the offering service. And then the teacher hope the student can answer the question about the function of asking for help and offering service, generic structure, dominant language features, and also the expression commonly used in asking for help, offering service, accepting, and also refusing. So in data collection, the learning activity are collaboration and critical thinking. Here, the student asked to explore their knowledge by reading reference book about how to create simple dialogue about offering service that are good, creative, and precise. And then for the learning activity student do in the class are the student analyze the general functional and dominant language features of dialogue based on the video from the teacher. And then the student identify the expression commonly used in offering service of dialogue in the video. And then the last is the student discuss it together with the teacher. So the student will exchange information about how to make a good dialogue about asking for help and offering service. In data processing, the learning activity is critical thinking. This is the discussion about how to analyze the structure interpersonal text about asking for help and offering service, how to identify and also how to design some simple dialogue about asking for help and offering service that are good, creative, and precise. And then for the verification, the learning activity is critical thinking. Here, the student will practice their own dialogue about asking for help and offering service in front of the class. So, the other student and teacher discuss together about the dialogue that have been made by the student. And then in generalization, the learning activity is communication. The student will communicate with each other and then present about simple dialogue about asking for help and offering service that are creative and precise. And also the student will summarize about simple dialogue about asking for help and offering service that are creative and precise. So the next activity is closing activity. This takes time just 1 minute. The student will make summary from the material today, and then the teacher also will check the student work and then give award to group that have good performance and also the collaboration. So for the assessment, remedial and enrichment, for assessment technique, I have 3. They are affective, cognitive, and also psychomotor. For the affective, I use observation journal. This is based on attitudes, focus value that I have chosen. They are religious, creativity, tolerance, and social care. And this is the score for the student for affective, and then here for the cognitive I choose oral test, and then for the psychomotor I use performance. From this learning process, the students are able to identify the interpersonal text about offering service and how to respond. This is special for listening skill. And then the teacher asks the student to do role play in pairs in front of a classroom to do conversation about offering service and how to respond. This is special for speaking skill. And then for the rubric, the first is the rubric for listening assessment here, and then the second is the rubric for speaking assessment. Okay, maybe that's all from me, from the explanation about my lesson plan. I hope you can understand. If you don't understand, you can ask me. Thank you so much for your nice attention. I'm sorry for all my mistakes, and the last I say, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you next time, guys.